Glad to hear. But first of all, it is a landmark day for gas production in the US because America becomes an international supplier today. But the celebrations could be short-lived. Like oil, the price of gas has fallen sharply and is now worth only a third of what it was just 2 years ago. So while the venture is less financially viable than it was originally imagined back in 2011, it is still hugely significant. Many estimates put the US as the third largest exporter in the world by the end of the decade. It's worth noting that we're talking about liquefied natural gas only, which is denser in a liquid than a gas form, but requires costly cryogenic tanks to transport it. LNG, once returned to a natural gas form, can be used for almost anything from cooking, heating a home to powering a factory. Well, Cornelia, Meyer, a very familiar face on this show, is here with us from Meyer Resources to talk us through how significant this is. Nice to see you, Cornelia. So how big a deal is it?
Well, it's initially a small deal because it's a very small quantity going out, but it's a big deal to see the US entering the field of LNG exporters. You know, the big players are Australia and Qatar. But we've had other new entrants, such as Papua New Guinea, and we will see countries like Mozambique coming in, countries like Algeria upping it, Russia potentially being an exporter. So more and more people are cramming, or more and more countries are cramming into that space.
And America could do this because of the shale revolution.
Absolutely. Look, when we go back in 2008, 2007, we were all worried that by 2010 America needed to import gas, and then in came the shale revolution, and now they're actually producing more than they can consume, so they can export. And if you believe the Energy Information Agency of the US, by 2040 they will be producing something like 36 trillion cubic feet of gas, and they're only consuming about 27 trillion cubic feet. So you can see that they have room, they've had room to export.
And for gas, America is a big consumer of gas. The fact that prices are lower is good for the American economy, but globally, with more gas coming onto the market, as you say, from America and possibly other places like Papua New Guinea, Mozambique, is it a one-way bet, the price of gas?
Well, it's not a one-way bet. The thing where LNG is a little bit different from other things is that generally it has to have long-term supply contracts. You finance the LNG, the liquefaction plant, with a long-term contract. And as the prices are falling, a lot of countries are waiting, and a lot of utilities are waiting to commit, because obviously why would they commit now when it can be, you know, lower 5 months from now?
And just briefly, Cornelia, got to get a question to you about the oil price. Closing yesterday at a 12-year low, falling again today. Your thoughts?
Well, it's going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to go down because everybody is just pumping, you know, whatever they can. But mind you, as I always say that I know in the long run we're all dead. But in the long run, we are not investing enough. So in 3 to 10 years, we may not be producing enough, and it's not a light switch. We can't just switch it on and then produce again.
When you say investing, you mean investing in future technology
in future resources, because oil fields have a finite life. So you need to invest into the next oil field to have it pumping.
All right, Cornelia, lovely to see you. She's back Monday to review the papers. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time today.